Hello guys, welcome back to Best Pie. So last time we talked about how we can, make a use of Jenkins to deploy easy to machine on AWS with the help of Terraform as well as with the help of AWS CLI. Here are the repositories that I have created, and you can easily explore them uh, by visiting this link. Get a Bestify. So today we are going to talk about not the EC2 provisioning, but deployment of application, and we'll walk you through how you can do it with the help of deploying the application locally, deploying the application on EC2, and then deploying the same application on ECS. So let's start with local stuff. So this is the repository I have, deploy app hyphen Jenkins. I have all the updated codes here, and you can easily fork or clone this repository and make a full utilization of it. It's available publicly. So I am not going to walk you through on this GitHub console, but I prefer the Visual Studio local codes, and these are the same codes that I have there on the GitHub. So this is the small application, just a single line application on the web page that's based on the Python based application. So here, what we have as a dependency. So I'll walk you through from the bottom of this uh, codes, and I'll quickly open this requirements.txt. Requirement.txt is something where you define the dependency, what all you need to import the features from. So Flask is something that is very much required here, and then we have Jenkins file where we have defined the stages, multiple stages. How would it be? How Jenkins would take it while deploying the application locally. So it will pick the agent any, means it would be implemented on the master itself, and then it will first pick the stage, check out the stage SCM, that is nothing but your GitHub, and then it will build the Docker image using the Python Jenkins app. This is nothing but the name we have defined to build the image, and then what it will do, it will simply run the container. It will remove the this particular directory and then folder, and run the Docker container and expose it to 500,000 and this is already mapped and listening to port 5000. All right, so once it is successful, you will get the message Docker based Python app deployed successfully. And when we talk about this particular step, build Docker image, what is it doing? It is referring the Docker file to do the stuff, how this actually build is uh, executing. So it is picking up the Python smaller size image, right? And then it will be so it has a definition. If I m- m- put my cursor on it, it says that it's setting the working directory for the for any subsequent instructions that is in the Docker file. So for us, it is the path is app slash app. It is copying the requirements.txt. That means whatever dependencies we have, it is copying it here, the entire file, and then it will run uh, pip install to install these dependencies on the system, and will copy every other thing from the same directory to this directory only. Okay, and then it will finally expose is nothing but you are asking or defining the network port that your container will listen on at the runtime. So whenever it is executed, it will listen to the port 5000 once it's done. And then this is the uh, command where your app.py, the execution file, executable file is here. It is trying to pick the programming, select the program, which program is it in Python, and then it will pick the app.py here, which is right here. It's nothing but we are importing. So this is the main file actually where your application is being executed through. So it is importing Flask from Flask, and then we are defining the route here, and this is nothing but what you will see on the web page. And this entire stuff will be running on local 0000 on port 5000, right? Like we have mentioned it here. Okay, so it is just defining part here. What we are doing is we are running this application on local, and this is the port. So let's see how it works, and we'll first go ahead and create a new pipeline, like new item we'll do here, and we'll say deploy app, deploy app local. Let's create pipeline. So last time we discussed how we can make a use of this configuration. We come here, choose the SCM, and then we'll go here and copy this URL from here. We'll copy the HTTPS URL, and we'll define it here by selecting Git. Once we select Git, we'll be asked to choose this, and then we'll uh, be asked to add the credentials. Last time we already did, but this is new Jenkins, so that's the reason we are still to define credentials. So our username is this, and password is the personal access token. And for me, the personal access token would uh, be saved somewhere here. I'll take a pause. I'll get the personal access token. We'll be back. All right, I'm back. I have copied, pasted the personal access token. I hope you know how to retrieve the personal access token from GitHub. If not, then you can watch the previous video. I have already explained it there. So I'll say the ID should be, let's see the ID. I can put it like mm, get cred add. Now if I come here, I'll choose this one, and the master is should be the branch, but for us it's main branch. I can verify that this is the main branch. If you can see, right, this is the main branch. And then we'll come back here. Let's see how it says Jenkins file. So we'll keep the Jenkins file as is, and then we'll click save, and then we'll say build now. So the build is scheduled. I'll quickly go ahead and get into the build and see the console output. What is it doing here? So it has already started building the Docker image. Great. See, this is what we were talking about. It is referring to that Docker file to do the Docker build. See, copying the requirement.txt, every other thing, and then it has run this container. This is a container, and then it says Docker based Python app deployed successfully. However, we'll still would like to verify how it works. So if I go ahead and try to, because it is deployed locally. When I say locally, it is not on my machine, but it's on where the Jenkins is installed. So Jenkins master, it has built this entire solution. So let's see if I'm able to refresh, and then I'll come back here. So what do you think? If I open this, would I be getting something? And since it is exposed to 5000, not HTTPS but HTTP. So now here I have got hello from Jenkins CI/CD using Docker, and that's what I was talking about. So when we were discussing about this uh, app.py, we had this hello from Jenkins CI/CD using Docker here on the web page, and that's what the Python based web page did. It has deployed the application, that Python based application, on this particular server itself. So you can try to use it on your local as well. You can deploy it, if not through CI/CD. You can always have the have it tested and deployed without needing the Jenkins file to it. You can always try to deploy it on local. Otherwise, what else you can do on the Jenkins, not master, just spin up another node here, another instance, and connect it uh, to the Jenkins master from here. There are several configurations that you need to do, but one of them is this one, new node. You can configure this, and you can always have a look on my previous videos where I've explained how you can install. Once it is done, you come back here on this particular Jenkins file, and on the agent any, don't say any, just put that node name here or label, matching label to it, and then it will entire job will be executed on that particular instance, not on the master. And then you can uh, try using the public IP and the port there. It will work, right? And now in my next video, we'll talk about how you can do it on EC2 instance. So I'm not going to connect a new node here to run the job. I'll run the job here on the master itself. Oh, I'm sorry, I closed the Jenkins by mistake. So I'll run this job here, but that application will not be deployed to this particular machine where Jenkins is installed. However, because if you see this IP where we have Jenkins installed, it's same as where we have this Python based application installed. But in next scenario, we'll talk about how you can deploy the same application to EC2 machine. So once the code is executed, it will first provision the EC2 instance. However, there are certain requirements to be fulfilled as a prerequisite, which we will explain in this next video. All right. So thank you so much for watching this one. Stay tuned for the next one.